Very good morning, dear student. Welcome back in today's science class. So, I hope you all are safe at your home. Now the condition is become continually going on very critical. So, please take care about yourself and your family. Okay. Only it's a good time to utilize your time wisely for the study. Okay, because you do not have any other work, only you have the first priority or first the prefer work that this time you have to do, that is what about the study. So please be careful about your study, utilize your time in a constructive way. So now in today's class we are going to discuss about some other mode of nutrition. Before this, we already discussed that there are the two main mode of nutrition, that is heterotrophic mode of nutrition and autotrophic mode of nutrition. In a very short, I explain once again those who are not joined in a previous class. So I explained about once again about heterotrophic and autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition means the type of nutrition. A method of nutrition in which the organisms they can prepare by their food by themselves by utilizing the raw material from the environment. For example, green plant considered as the autotrophs or the producer, because they can prepare their food by themselves by the process of photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight and green color pigment, that is called chloroplast or chlorophyll, by taking carbon dioxide and water from the atmosphere. So this mode of nutrition is called autotrophic mode of nutrition, and organisms that follows this method particularly for the nutrition, that is called autotrophs. Auto means self, okay, and trophs means synthesize to prepare. Now next, the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition means the type of nutrition in which organisms directly or indirectly depends on the food prepared by the producers or by the autotrophs. For example, human being, we are totally directly or indirectly depends on what? Plants and animals. Okay, means we are not prepare our food by ourselves. That is the other matter in which we can the many students thinking that our mother or our papa prepare food for ourselves. That is the another way. But whatever the ingredient or components we use for preparing our food, these things we are getting from water. These all things we are getting from the plants. Means these are the product of a plant. So that type of nutrition is called what? Heterotrophic mode of nutrition, means in which the animals depends on the other directly or indirectly for their food requirement, and those type of animals is called what? Heterotrophs. So now in today's class we are going to discuss the parasitic mode of nutrition. Parasitic mode of nutrition means the type of nutrition in which some organisms depends on other organisms, and they can derive their food or nutrient from the other organisms without any harm to that organisms. So for example, cuscuta, leech, plasmodium, this tapeworm, hookworm, many worms inside in our body, these are considered as a water parasites. So parasites means the type of organisms they can derive food from other organisms. So how they are derived means where it is from where it is derived their food, or where it is leaves. On the basis of that we are classified with the two type of parasitic: endoparasitic or exoparasitic. Ecto means outside, endo means inside the body. There is a different type of parasitic organism: ectoparasite and endoparasite. Ectoparasite means just like leech, cuscuta, and endoparasite is like plasmodium, hookworms, these are what some examples of endo and ectoparasites. Parasites means they can derive or suck their food from the other organisms. Now can you see in your textbook? I think from the textbook it's more clear for everybody. The parasitic nutrition, this kind of nutrition involves living or on or inside the other organisms and derive their food from them, usually without killing them, means without any harm. They are getting their food from other organisms. So more example as kasputa, leech, है ना, आपने देखा होगा बहुत लीच organisms किसी भी animals की body पे चिपक जाती है ना, stick हो जाती है, then it start to suck the blood. So these are the examples. Mosquito. Mosquito is also a parasite because it also suck our blood from our body. Okay. So these are the types of water parasitic mode of nutrition. Leech, kaskuda. Kaskuda means normally it is known as amarbil. Kaskuda is known as what? Amarbil. So this amarbil, kaskuda, leech, plasmodium, tapeworm, hookworm, roundworms, these all are the examples of parasites. Some are live inside the animal's body or host body, and sometimes they are live outside or on their body. Okay. So mistletoe, the ticks, leech, lice, tapeworms, hookworms, and plasmodium. These all are the examples of parasites, or they follow the parasitic mode of nutrition. Now next we are going to discuss about what the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Saprophytes. Saprophytic mode of nutrition means these are the organisms which can derive their food by the dead and decaying materials of the plants and the animals body. Means whatever the waste material is there. So by decomposing of that waste materials, they can derive their food from that dead and decaying material is called what? Saprophytic mode of nutrition. And organisms who follow this method particularly is known as what? Saprophytes. Saprophytes, for example, this fungus means this mushroom. Is so now see in your textbook page number 12 we can go through this paragraph. The taking in dead and decaying organic matter in the form of food is called a saprophytic this mode of nutrition. Means they need water, dead and decaying material to derive their food. Some organisms will depends or they can derive their food, they can obtain their food from water, dead and decaying materials is known as water saprophytic mode of nutrition. Mostly they are water decomposers. Generally if you observe during the rainy season, अपने बरसात की रेनी सीजन में आप देखा होगा कि जहाँ पे भी कोई लकड़ी के या वेस्ट मटेरियल प्लांट्स के वेस्ट पड़े होते हैं लीव्स से, so mostly some mushrooms are grow on that area, on that log of wood. So they can derive their food from water, that dead and decaying matter. So these organisms are called saprophytes, and this type of mode of nutrition is called what? Saprophytic mode of nutrition. For examples, I told you that fungus like mushrooms like this, like that during the rainy season. So what are mushroom? Okay. So it has some posture like this. So in this way you have some osteria or you have some mycelium thread-like structures by which it can suck the material or food from a dead and decaying matters. Now other the animal like nutrition. Now see, this is the third type of other mode of nutrition. Animal like nutrition, everybody see in your textbook. In this mode of organisms take in whole material and break them down inside their bodies. What can be taken in and broken down depends on the body designs and function. In this method, organisms take the food maybe in the form of solid. So this is depends on what the design of a body and their structures and function. Some organisms take solid food like we all are human beings. We also take the food in the form of solid amoeba, cat, cow. So this type of nutrition depends upon the type and the availability of food material. So this type of mode of nutrition is depends on what availability of food material means. In what form the food material is available. Okay, so now next we are going to discuss about the nutrients in the soil. So in this topic we are going to discuss about how the nutrients come to soil and how these are the nutrients replenish or recharge again and again, and how it is absorbed by the plants. So we know that everybody we know that there are many basic nutrients are required for the development of plants and animal body. So mostly the plants needed 16 different type of nutrients, and these nutrients are classified into the two categories, macro and micro nutrients. So nutrients are classified into two categories. They depends on how much quantity or amount is needed by the plants. If the plant is needed in a small amount, for example, you can say there's a zinc, iron, molybdenums. These are needed by the plants in a less amount. Very less amount is needed by the plants to better development and growth. This type of nutrient is called water. These are known as micronutrient. Micro means small, and macro means the nutrient which is required in a large quantity. That type of nutrient is called water macronutrient. For example, macronutrient is needed with N, P, K, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. These all are the nutrients needed by the plants in a large quantity for better development and growth of a plant. So now see in your textbook, the plant needed around the 14 to 18 essential nutrients. The carbon and oxygen are absorbed from the air. So carbon, oxygen, these are derived or absorbed from the water, atmosphere, air and water. While the other nutrients including water are typically obtained from the soil except in some parasitic and carnivorous plants. In addition of these, the plants must also obtain some other minerals nutrients from the soil such like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, the sulfur. These are known as what? The macronutrient, which is required for the plant in a large quantity. They generally dead organic matters decompose in the soil and keeps releasing these nutrients. And how it is comes into the soil when the organisms dead, so their body became what, decomposed by the some microbes, and whatever the nutrient present in their body, that will be released into the soil, and that will mix with water soil. So when the new plants grows on that soil, that plant can utilize these nutrients from the soil and absorb from its root. So these minerals are further utilized by the other plants. So again this process continually going on in nature. So in this way the recharge or replenishment of these nutrients taking place in the nature or in a soil. Okay. So, and this another way, there are the another way by which artificial way is also there, by which we can recharge the, or we can increase the fertility of soil by utilizing the fertilizers and the manure. So these are the artificial way by which we are increase the content of a nutrient or amount of nutrient in the soil to increase its fertility and for the better growth of the plants and the animal. Okay, so this is all about this chapter. If you have any kind of queries about this all things, any type of doubt in your mind, any type of question in your mind, you can ask me anytime. You are free for asking me anytime. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.